A mist hangs heavy over the ancient Redwood forest. Jake, a thrill-seeker with a camera, leads his friends. Maria, the skeptic, checks her phone for signal none. Liam, the historian, consults an old, frayed map. Chloe, the quiet artist, sketches a strange symbol on a tree. The air grows cold. Despite the warm summer day, they pass a rusted sign. Private property. Danger. Do not enter. Jake grins. Ego for content. Liam points to a deviation on the map. A path not well-trodden. The trees grow denser, twisting into grotesque shapes. Sunlight barely penetrates the canopy. A sudden, sharp crack of a twig behind them. They all freeze, looking back. Nothing. Maria shivers, pulling her jacket tighter. Chloe picks up a strange, petrified bone from the ground. It looks like a fragment of a massive ribcage. Liam's eyes widen as he recognizes the pattern of an ancient, forgotten dialect carved into the bone. He murmurs, "Guardians of the Vale." They stumble upon a clearing, strangely devoid of plant life. In the center stands a crumbling, overgrown mausoleum. The stone is black, slick with an unknown substance. Jake's camera lights up, capturing the eerie scene. The entrance is a massive stone door, covered in chains. The chains are thick, forged from an unfamiliar dark metal. Liam translates a faint inscription above the door. "Here rests that which guards the passage of souls." Chloe feels a primal fear, urging them to leave. Jake, fueled by adrenaline, starts rattling the chains. Maria warns him, but her voice is lost in the wind. The chains creak, a sound like tortured metal. A low, guttural growl echoes from within the mausoleum. The ground trembles beneath their feet. Jake, ignoring the warning signs, finds a loose link in a chain. He pulls, and with a deafening screech, the chain snaps. The massive stone door groans, slowly grinding open. A blast of freezing air, smelling of sulfur and damp earth, hits them. Inside, utter darkness. Not even Jake's powerful flashlight penetrates. Liam finds another inscription on the doorframe. 3 heads, 1 purpose. Never awaken. A piercing howl rips through the air, impossibly loud. It's not a wolf. It's something ancient and powerful, Chloe screams, dropping her sketchbook. Jake shines his flashlight into the void, but the beam is absorbed. 3 pairs of glowing red eyes emerge from the darkness. They are massive, each the size of a human head. The eyes are filled with an abyssal hunger. A monstrous, shadowy form begins to lumber out. Its 3 heads slowly become visible, fangs dripping. The creature is made of muscle and scarred flesh. Its fur is like matted obsidian, bristling with unseen malice. A low, vibrating growl emanates from its 3 throats. The ground cracks under its immense weight. Maria trips over a root, fear freezing her limbs. Liam pushes her, screaming, "Run!" Jake drops his camera, his face pale with terror. The 3-headed beast, Cerberus, lets out a roar that shakes the forest. It lunges forward, a blur of dark fury. Chloe's the first to react, sprinting away. Liam drags Maria, desperate. Jake, momentarily stunned, finally moves. The beast is fast, impossibly fast for its size. It crashes through trees, snapping trunks like twigs. Its claws leave deep furrows in the earth. One head snaps at Chloe's heels, just missing her. She stumbles, cutting her hand on a sharp branch. The scent of her blood fills the air, drawing the monster closer. Jake looks back, seeing the glowing eyes gaining on them. They reach a narrow ravine, a risky jump. Liam forces Maria across. Chloe follows, barely making it. Jake jumps, landing hard, twisting his ankle. Cerberus stands at the edge of the ravine, snarling. It leaps, an impossible jump, clearing the gap effortlessly. Its landing shakes the ground violently. They run deeper into the unfamiliar forest. The mist begins to thicken, disorienting them. The growls echo from all directions, creating an illusion of multiple beasts. They find a small, dilapidated hunting cabin. The door is barely hanging on its hinges. Liam kicks it open, and they pile inside. They barricade the door with a flimsy table. The cabin is dark, dusty, filled with cobwebs. They hear the heavy thudding of Cerberus outside. The wooden walls creak under an unseen pressure. A low snarl vibrates through the floorboards. One head rams the door, splinters flying inwards. Jake pulls out a small, rusty axe from the wall. He knows it's futile, but it's all they have. Maria is crying silently, huddled in a corner. Chloe is sketching again, but now it's frantic. A detailed portrait of terror. Liam whispers, "We woke a god, and now it hunts." The axe feels heavy and useless in Jake's trembling hands. The red eyes appear at a cracked window, staring in. A guttural sound, like stones grinding, emanates from the beast. It's not just hunting, it's savoring the fear. The cabin is filled with the foul breath of the monster. The cabin groans, barely holding against Cerberus's attacks. One of the heads bites into the wall, tearing off a section of wood. Cold air and the stench of decay fill the small room. Jake swings the rusty axe, connecting with tough fur. It only enrages the beast further. It roars in frustration. The ground outside becomes a muddy churn as it paces. Liam tries to find another exit, peering through cracks. Maria hyperventilates, barely conscious. Chloe clutches her sketchbook, drawing rapid, distorted faces. The monster rams the back wall, creating a large hole. One glowing red eye peers through the new opening. Jake pulls Maria behind a makeshift shield of old crates. Liam throws a heavy lantern at the eye, shattering Italiano. Cerberus lets out a shriek of pain, pulling back from the wall. This gives them a brief window to escape. Now, Liam screams. They scramble out the back, into the cold, damp forest. The howl of the injured Cerberus shakes the ground. It's a sound of pure, unadulterated rage. They run blindly, deeper into the forbidden woods. The trees seem to close in on them, forming a maze. Maria collapses, sobbing uncontrollably. Liam tries to pull her up, but she's dead weight. Jack hears the thudding again. Closer this time. "We have to leave her," Chloe whispers, her voice strained. Jake sees teats torn between loyalty and survival. The ground trembles. Cerberus bursts through the trees. Two heads focus on Maria, one head on the rest. Jake makes a split-second decision, pulling Liam and Chloe. Maria's scream is cut short by a sickening crunch. They don't look back, but the sound echoes in their minds. The air grows heavier, and a strange, mournful wind whistles through the trees. Guilt and terror mix, making their legs burn. They come across a rotting wooden bridge over a dark river. The planks are slick with moss and decay. "It won't hold all of us," Liam shouts. Chloe, surprisingly agile, dashes across. First, Liam follows, the bridge groaning under his weight. Jake is last, hearing the monster closing in. He makes it across, but the bridge collapses behind him. Cerberus stops at the river's edge, snarling. It hesitates, seemingly wary of the dark water, but only for a moment. The beast lets out a furious roar and plunges into the river. The water boils and steams around its colossal form. Its three heads swim relentlessly toward them. Jake, Liam, and Chloe run, knowing the river won't stop it. They enter an older, darker part of the forest. The trees here are ancient, gnarled giants, their branches reaching like skeletal fingers. Liam spots an old, overgrown stone wall, an ancient sanctuary. He gasps. "Maybe you can't enter." They scramble over the crumbling wall, hoping for refuge. On the other side is a clearing with a single, massive oak tree. Its roots twist like serpents, forming small caves. They hide in one of the root caves. The thudding stops outside the wall. A low growl, filled with frustration, reverberates through the ground. They hold their breath, hoping it's deterred. But then, a head appears over the wall, its eyes glowing. Cerberus can cross. It was merely toying with them. The monstrous dog jumps the wall with terrifying ease. Its three heads sniff the air, unerringly locating their scent. Chloe lets out a silent sob, Pressing against the damp earth, Liam finds ancient carvings on the roots of the oak tree. They depict a hero taming a multi-headed beast with music. Music, Liam whispers, a desperate idea forming. Jake remembers his old, trusty portable speaker in his backpack. It's still inside the dropped camera bag near the mausoleum. Going back is suicide. Staying is also suicide. Cerberus's snouts are now at the entrance of their root cave. It's hot. Putrid breath washes over them. One head tries to force its way in, splintering wood. Liam finds a shard of ancient obsidian. He tries to stab at an eye, but the skin is too thick. Jake sees a flash of movement outside. A deer runs past, panicked. One of Cerberus's heads briefly turns, drawn by the new scent. "Now!" Jake yells, grabbing Chloe. They bolt from the cave, sprinting through the clearing. Cerberus immediately turns its full attention back to them. The chase resumes with renewed vigor. Liam trips, falling hard. Jake looks back, seeing Liam struggling to get up. He sees the monster gaining on Liam. Liam screams, a sound of absolute despair. Jake is faced with another impossible choice. Chloe pulls him, forcing him to keep running. Another life lost. The group is now down to 2. The forest seems to shift, becoming more menacing. The trees bleed a sticky, black sap. They hear the distant echoes of human screams. Cerberus is not just hunting them, it's hunting everyone. The sky above turns a sickly yellow-green. They burst out of the forest onto a desolate, rocky plain. In the distance, a small, abandoned town. Their only hope. The abandoned town looms, a skeleton of civilization. Buildings are crumbling, windows shattered, paint peeling. Dust devils dance in the empty streets. Jake and Chloe run, their lungs burning, muscles screaming. Cerberus is right behind them, its roar deafening. The beast is unfazed by the open terrain, covering ground quickly. They duck into a derelict general store. Shelves are overturned, products scattered and rotting. They barricade the doors with what little furniture remains. The monster rams the store, its heads appearing at the windows. Glowing red eyes search for them through the dust and broken glass. Chloe spots a dusty old record player. Liam's theory about music flashes in her mind. She finds a vinyl record, an old folk tune. Jake is desperate, trying to find anything to fight back. He finds a gas can and a box of meth. A risky, suicidal plan forms in his mind. Cerberus smashes through the back wall, entering the store. Its immense size fills the entire room. One head lunges, snapping at Jake. Chloe, with trembling hands, puts the needle on the record. An old, scratchy melody fills the air. Cerberus pauses, its 3 heads tilt, listening to the unfamiliar sound. The glowing red in its eyes dims slightly. It's a momentary distraction, but it's a chance. Jake douses a pile of old rags and wood with gasoline. He lights a match, his hands shaking. The beast growls, starting to move again. The music seems to agitate it now, not soothe. Perhaps the legend was for a specific type of music. Cerberus charges, its jaws wide open. Jake throws the lit match. The gasoline ignites in a fiery explosion, engulfing the beast. Cerberus roars in pain, a sound of pure agony. Flames lick at its obsidian fur, but it does not burn easily. Its skin seems to absorb the fire, making it glow ominously. Chloe screams as one head snaps at her, singeing her hair. Jake pulls her away, towards a back exit. The store is now an inferno, but the monster is still moving. They run through the burning building, dodging debris. They burst out into the alleyway, choking on smoke. Cerberus crashes through the flames, roaring, covered in smoldering embers. It is injured, enraged, and even more terrifying. Its pursuit is relentless, no longer a game. They find themselves in the town square, facing a dilapidated clock tower. The hands of the clock are frozen at midnight. Jake sees a way up a rickety ladder to the bell tower. "Up! Dere!" he shouts to Chloe. They scramble up the ladder, desperate for higher ground. Cerberus reaches the base of the tower, unable to climb. It throws its immense body against the stone, shaking the entire structure. The tower groans, cracks appearing in its ancient walls. Jake and Chloe climb higher, glass and dust raining down on them. They reach the top, standing among the massive, silent bells. Cerberus, frustrated, tries to jump, but cannot reach. It begins to chew through the base of the tower. Slowly, the sound of crumbling stone is terrifying. Jake realizes there's no escape. Chloe looks at him, her eyes filled with despair. He has one last terrible idea. He looks at the largest bell, rusted but intact. The bell clapper is a heavy, sharp piece of metal. "Chloe, you have to run when I tell you," Jake says. He starts to climb onto the bell, his plan becoming clear. Cerberus has almost chewed through the base. The tower begins to lean dangerously. Jake positions himself, holding the bell clapper. When the tower falls, he tells Chloe, "Run as far as you can. Don't look back." He plans to bring the tower down on the beast. Chloe understands, tears streaming down her face. Cerberus delivers a final, shattering blow to the tower's base. The ancient clock tower begins its slow, agonizing collapse. Jake screams, "Now, Chloe, run!" Chloe, with a final, heartbroken glance, leaps from the tower onto a nearby roof. The tower crashes down with a colossal roar of stone and wood. Jake is still on the bell, plummeting toward the monster. Cerberus, caught by surprise, lets out a series of frantic barks and growls. The entire structure collapses, burying the beast under tons of rubble. Chloe lands hard, rolling across the dusty roof, her body aching. She scrambles up, looking back. A massive cloud of dust rises where the tower once stood. Silence. For a moment, she thinks it's over. Then, a low, guttural growl emanates from the rubble. A single, scarred head emerges from the dust, its eyes glowing red. Only one head now, but still alive, still haunting. Chloe's blood runs cold. It's immortal. The single-headed beast, Cerberus, limps out of the debris. Its body is mangled, but its purpose is clear. It smells her fear. It smells her blood. Chloe turns, running through the empty town. She glances back, seeing the beast gaining on her, slowly but surely. The sun begins to set, casting long, menacing shadows. She runs, and Cerberus pursues, forever a reminder of the ancient horror they unleashed. The hunt will never end.